Hey, pop girlies, I got a question. Do you got plans tonight? Because I'm a couple hundred miles from Japan and I can't get you off my mind.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
question of the day.
yeah.
I just can't seem to get you off my mind.
I'm so lost in Japan, I can't even stand it.
Oh, you're so lost.
I'm
Let's get
literally,
lost tonight.
I'm so lost. You know that one song from that, I forget this girl's name, that like 2000s singer-songwriter who goes, "You're easy breezy and I'm Japanesey."
No,
Do you guys not know what that is? That goes viral on Twitter all the time.
no,
No, not off the top of my head.
You've never seen that?
no.
That was the only other music I listened to besides Life of a Showgirl the week that it came out. I spent like one night at like 11 p.m. in sleep listening to that song Easy Breezy on repeat.
That's everything.
Well, that's supporting indie artists.
She's crazy. Her lyrics are cuckoo. I
Oh,
forget
I
her
love
name.
that.
I think it's Utada.
Yes, that's her. That's her. Yeah, I knew it started with a Y. I forgot what it was though.
Wow.
Girl,
Yeah, news to
her
me.
lyricism is really something.
Her pen is insane.
Her pen.
Her pen. It's that one Bridgerton gift that we always use.
That one's so legendary.
Also the
But for
highest
some
definition
reason,
any
Maria
gift has
got her
ever
hands
been.
on the highest def. Is that what you just said, Levi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably takes up half of the storage on my phone because that GIF is so high quality.
Like it's a higher quality than Netflix could ever get.
It's startlingly in
It's like
4K.
better than 2020 vision.
It literally Blu-ray the house.
So
Oh, guys, are we gonna get into a hot track gig or what?
Let's get into it.
we must.
Maria, 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 Maria.
Yes. With that, I'll get into my hot track. So it's funny because I actually kind of mentioned something about this earlier in the week to you guys, but I found this song just because it was used on someone's Instagram story, and I looked it up and I was like, wait, the song's really good. And it's called Cigarette by a band called The Beaches. And it was total news to me. I'd never heard of them before. Then I went and listened to the album that the song is on, and their most popular song is a song called Blame Brett. And I was like, it bothered me because I had heard it before, but I still cannot figure out how I had heard it before. So like regardless, this song called Cigarette is really good. I think it was like the clear standout best song from this album by far. It's really good. It's like super infectious. I really liked
What's the
it.
vibe? Like, what's the musical vibe?
It's kind of like a pop rock kind of group.
Okay.
And the
I like
band
it.
is it's four girls and I think two of them are sisters. But it's really good.
I
It has
think I
this
know
sort of
what
like,
this band is actually. I think I've listened to them before.
oh really?
I think I might need to check on my phone. I think they're on an obscure playlist. I think
Oh,
maybe.
fun.
I
But yeah,
think.
I had never heard of them before, but their most popular song I had heard somehow in life. But they just released a new album a couple months ago. So definitely want to check it out. Because the vibe is nice of all of their music, like as a whole. But I mentioned this to you guys because I kept like clicking this song again in my liked songs like a ton last week just to go and listen to it over and over again. And the song right after it, my liked songs is I Don't Search, I Find by Madonna. And so I would end that song, the song by the Beaches, and then instantly I would hear finally enough love
Oh yeah,
like
I remember you saying that,
40
and you've heard it
times.
like 1,000 times this week.
Yeah, I've literally heard it 1,000 times.
Finally, enough love.
Yeah. So that's just a fun little anecdote,
The
but that's
concept
my
of
hot
not
track.
searching, finding instead.
I do not search.
I don't search so much I can't even stand it.
Oh
I
my
find
God.
so much. I can't
You,
even
all
stand
I
it.
do is find.
Literally.
Whoa.
You dip the knot in the don't search, and it's just good.
It's just good. So yeah.
Okay, Drew, what is your hot track?
Okay, I genuinely could have maybe thought when we started this podcast that I would have never mentioned this artist on the podcast. Um,
Shaka Khan.
but I I want to give credit where credit is due. Um, uh, so I I've got a this artist released a new song and I'm like really into it. And it's Kiss by Demi Lovato.
Oh,
Um, yeah.
Kiss, it's literally just a Guess ripoff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
It is
it's a
the
ripoff.
exact same,
You know,
like
what
everything.
I thought it was a ripoff of when I listened to it, I thought it was such a ripoff of the Kesha song Attention.
Also that.
But Attention's kind of a ripoff of a Charlie song. So it's like we're
Yeah, this is,
repeating so many
you are
nachos.
eating up this Demi
I don't know
anthem.
why I'm eating it
It's
up so
so
much, but I
embarrassing.
have liked every single song, and it's like kind of concerning.
My thing about it is just, it feels so inauthentic.
It's not, yeah, it's not
And
authentic to her at
it would
all.
be, I can deal with inauthenticity if the music was good, but I don't think anything is interesting. It's like, to me, it's like a music executive's idea of what Brat is without like any of like the idiosyncratic qualities or like perspectives that make Brat so interesting as a musical document. But I love that you love it.
Yeah.
You're obviously completely allowed to love it.
You're completely allowed to love it. As we
Uh,
made clear last week, we don't do insults and name calling when
Yeah.
no.
people disagree with people.
Yeah.
We don't throw the word eugenics around when people are disagreeing because we are normal.
No.
We're normal and sane. If you want your I want you to like your Demi Lovato. If you want that for you, that's what I want for you.
I just feel like there was a time like the Cool for the Summer Demi was like her ultimate like magnum opus of
See, now
music
I
that
may
she
be
could create.
controversial because I would say it is Tell Me You Love Me, the
Yeah, I
follow-up
was gonna say
album.
that was the last Demi that I was
Because
like,
the
So I don't know nothing
greatest,
about that, so
oh, Maria, you need to listen to the song Daddy Issues.
oh, lucky for you.
Now
I
that
got all these daddy issues.
that is some good fucking food.
That is some good fucking food.
Daddy Issues. Are you kidding me? You know how much as a Demi Trier in 2017, you know how good a song had to be for me to be streaming on repeat? Oh, it's so I think I
It
bought it.
is, it's like one of those where when you listen to it one time, you're like, okay, so I have to listen to it 100 more times to
It's
be
like
able to move
actually one of
on.
the best choruses I've ever heard. Like
Yeah.
ever. The chorus is amazing. It's so good.
see.
Hmm.
It's so good. I also, this is controversial. I got into a fight, not a fight, a heated discussion with my friend Eric about this recently. I don't really like Cool for the Summer.
I was gonna say I like that song. I don't think it's her best like lead single.
I
Like
know
I
so many people love that
prefer
song.
Sorry Not Sorry over it.
I don't like how she sounds in the verses. I think that song is mashed up. It's like 1,000 songs mashed up in a way that I don't like. I don't like the guitar riff just because I don't like the melody. I don't like it. I like Confident. I like Confident because that was the last song that was playing before I started my first marathon. It was what like it was like what, and I was at the
Oh,
beginning of the line of my pack. I was like in the front line, and literally like with like 30 seconds left, I was telling myself, Levi, what
what's
is wrong with
wrong?
being confident? Like there's nothing wrong with being confident. Be confident.
Come
There
to
So
you
think of
go.
it,
come to
there's
think of
nothing
it,
wrong.
there's nothing wrong with it. The concept of nothing being wrong with being confident.
Let that sink in.
Ah,
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so Kiss is that's
yeah,
yours? Okay.
yeah.
Well, I've been listening to pretty much Showgirl nonstop. I love it. I would also like to say it happened. Biggest sales week in history, in the United States, opened with over 4 million units. Also, biggest just pure sales with 3.4, I think 8.7. So you know what? Pitchfork
That's
might have hated,
cheap.
but we got the last laugh. Okay. We're
Yeah,
laughing all the way to the bank. She can finally pay for her wedding. Well, she could book the venue now.
yeah. Down
Which is
payment.
yeah, down payment. Um, and I think it's just an incredibly re-listenable record. Like, I think it has such such replay factor. Like I will like listen to it and then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go listen to something else. But then I don't click it fast enough, and then the Fate of Ophelia starts up again. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, well this I need to listen to this,
You
and
got
then
to
it's like
keep it
okay, and then
100.
it's like I'm gonna be done after this, and then Elizabeth Taylor starts, and then I'm just like, well, fuck, here we go again. It's just I can't stop listening to it. I think it is has such replay value. But I'm not going to pick a song from there because over the weekend I was incredibly, very, very upset and saddened by Diane Keaton passing away. The incredible actress. Uh, I feel like she's like the first of that generation of actresses really to like pass, and that generation of actresses is I feel like been so influential on so many people's love of acting in a film. Definitely like so much of what I love about acting and performing in movies comes from that generation, like the Meryl Streeps, the Jane Fondas, the Sally Fields, and I love Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton has like such a unique screen presence. Like nobody is like her. And so my favorite Diane Keaton movie is The First Wives Club, which also has Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler. Literally, if you guys haven't seen it, it's one of the funniest movies ever. It like makes me pee my pants laughing every single time I watch it. The first time I watched it again the next day because I was like, I just need to watch it. And I was sick of looking up all the clips on YouTube. I was like, I just need to go back to the main course. Um, but it also has one, and so it's a movie about these three middle-aged women. They were best friends in college, but kind of drifted apart, and they get reconnected. They've all been like separated from their husbands, left for younger women, and kind of are like in a state of feeling like they like, gave up and sacrificed so much for men that didn't really respect them. And it's such an empowering movie about them like kind of, taking ownership back and like finding self-worth. And there's this amazing scene at the end where they do a musical number of You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore. And that clip goes viral on Twitter semi frequently. And it is like one of those just incredible movie moments. It like gives me goosebumps every single time, especially when you watch the movie. It's just so good. And I love that song. Um, so that's my hot track. You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore.
Love.
Also, Eras Tour,
Eras Tour, of course.
Heritage.
Of course. Yeah. Applause into
You don't own me.
You Don't Own Me, which is just like
I mean, that's legendary.
Yeah,
legendary legend. It's a
Yeah.
legendary legend. It's just so legendary I can't even stand it.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Drew,
amazing. Are we ready?
I think Jesus, you're taking the wheel.
Oh,
Yay.
okay. So the album this week we're doing is Shawn Mendes by Shawn Mendes, his first self-titled album. He now has two self-titled albums. Uh, but this is his third studio album. We haven't talked about Shawn in like an album context. I've only like said a couple of his songs as hot tracks. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background in case any of Pop Girlies Nation isn't aware of him as an artist. He was born and raised in Toronto, Canada. And then he got his start in doing Vine and MagCon. So like the Cameron Dallas, like I don't know if MagCon is something that like everyone knows, probably not, but it's like I don't know what it stood for. I think it was all of their names. But it was basically like a group of like content creators, influencers, um, like probably one of their very first groups, but it was a group of younger guys who all kind of came up together and made videos together. And Shawn was like the main singer of the group. He was also the youngest of the group. And so that's how he got like signed. He got so many millions of views on Vine, is where he posted all of his singing videos. So we got to start with the song Life of the Party, and that he became the youngest person to debut in the top 24 of the Hot 100. So we got to start very, very young. He's only 2 years older than the Pop Girlies, who was born in 1998. So yeah, so it's just really cool that he became so famous at such a young age. But this album, it's his third studio album that we're talking about, and I would say probably his breakthrough as like a fully formed like music artist. Um, So it was released on May 25th of 2018. The first release of the whole album was 14 tracks. Today we're going to talk now on both Spotify and Apple Music. They have the entire album as a deluxe with both of the singles that were released after the album came out. So we're going to talk about all of it as a whole because I feel like the two singles, both Senorita and If I Can't Have You, play a really huge part of this whole era as a whole. So I wanted to talk all about that. But I think the main reason why I feel like this is such a breakthrough, not only because I feel like the songs were huge, but I feel like this was where he really found his sound in like genre. So this album, it's a pop album for sure, but there are a lot of rock influences, but then there are also a lot of R&B influences too that kind of contribute to the pop of it all. That I mean, the first two albums that he had were kind of trying to go for like that Ed Sheeran, John Mayer kind of sound, that he obviously was inspired by. But it kind of made the first two albums a little bit more one note. I mean, I think the first two albums really only get its praise from the singles that came from it. Obviously, he had very big singles. Like Mercy, Life of the Party, Stitches, those kinds of songs that you probably know of his. Um, but this album, I feel like, really got its praise as an album as a whole. So, kind of going off of that, there are really big singles off of this one, but definitely not as big as the other two albums. The lead single of it was In My Blood, which was released March 23rd of 2018. Then Lost in Japan was released as a single on the same day as well. And then Youth was the third single, and it was released May 3rd of 2018, so right before the album came out. This album was made with Teddy Geiger, who he collabs with for most of his albums, and then Ryan Tedder also produced on this album, as well as Joel Little, who produces a lot of albums by our pop girlies. John Mayer also produced a song on this album. Ian Kirkpatrick and Lewis Bell also produced on this. So a lot of great prominent producers on this one. And then it did really well on commercially. So it debuted at number one on the Billboard 200, and it was his third consecutive number one. So that's really cool. He ended up, his album after this also debuted at number one, but then his most recent album was the first one to break the streak of not debuting very high. So yeah, so it still kind of kept up with it, but the main kind of thing that really set him off for this era was the arena tour that he went on in 2019. So he announced the tour right when the album came out, but obviously the album coming out in May of 2018 left a lot of time for him to gear up for this huge promotion of the album. So with that, he released If I Can't Have You as a single before the US date of the tour. Um, on May 3rd of 2019, and then Senorita came out June 21st of 2019. So, and both of those songs actually debuted at number two. Old Town Road was the big song of the summer, which blocked so many huge singles of that year at beating number one. But yeah, both of these songs were huge hits for Shawn. And again, none of the singles that had come out for the album release did really well on the chart. So it kind of shows how much he grew. I think he had a huge social media presence that was really big. It was kind of everyone uh coming around to like seeing him. Also, I think a lot of people were really invested in his relationship with Camila Cabello, which really got its hit its stride in that tour. They really became public, specifically with the release of Senorita as a single. So, kind of going on its reception, it has a 73 on Metacritic, which isn't bad. I will just say most of the reception was really good. What brought this score down is the horrible Pitchfork score. Pitchfork gave it a 5.1, which is the highest they've given any of his albums. They fucking hate him. Um,
What did
and
they give Wonder?
all of like the other main publications gave it at least 4 or 5 stars. And Pitchfork gave it a 5.1.
What did they give Wonder?
5.
What's their lowest score for him?
They only did those two albums.
Got it.
So they hate him. They thought it like completely lacked uniqueness. They said he was just trying to go for every other like One Direction. I think they mentioned One Direction a few times that he was trying to just like pretend to be One Direction and like Ed Sheeran and like the whole review was basically just saying how he was trying to be other people, which I didn't get that at all, but we'll get into that. Um, and then the album, so kind of going off of that, I would say this is definitely his most praised critically. It got nominated for, if you count Senorita, it was nominated for 3 Grammys. But with the album release, it got nominated for In My Blood for Song of the Year, and then it got nominated for Pop Vocal Album at the Grammys, which is really great. Obviously, he didn't win. And then the next year, Senorita was nominated for Pop Duo. So obviously, really great for him. He hasn't made it back to the Grammys as a nominee since, so we'll see if he comes back. Um, but yeah, I was really excited to bring this just because it was obviously his like most era type album. I feel like a lot of the obviously Wonder came out after the fact. It was a huge follow-up, but it came out during COVID. So and he canceled the tour. So there wasn't really much of an era. And then the one that he's on now is very small. So I really wanted to talk about this one because I really like this. So I think that's all I wanted to share on the album. Um, but I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts.
Woo! Yay!
Woo!
Okay, Maria, why don't you go first?
Sure. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I just, by being someone who was of like prime age to be addicted to using Vine back in the day, I was like definitely like I definitely experienced like the whole like Shawn Mendes like era of it all when he was super popular. I mean, I think his songs were like so like I inescapable, but I don't mean that in a bad way. He used to be like kind of running the mainstream as far as like radio hits, you know? So it's been like a couple years since I think he's been like super like in the spotlight, so to speak, or like having like huge hits or anything like that. But definitely just like his whole vibe and even just hearing his name, like just definitely like takes me back to all of that. And as I've said on the show before, I was a huge, huge, huge One Direction fan. And it's interesting to hear like Drew, how you were mentioning how like critics were kind of you know, like assuming that he wanted to be like a One Direction style musician, which like I don't think I ever got that at all. I mean, I feel like he always felt pretty unique. Like if there's anyone he was strikingly similar to, then it probably would have been like maybe Ed Sheeran or John Mayer, like other people that you mentioned that he's even worked with before. But I always kind of got the vibe that he was like pretty singular as far as like the other mainstream artists, especially in like the late 2010s. Like I definitely feel like he kind of stuck out as something pretty unique because I think by then Ed Sheeran's discography was like kind of evolving into a little bit more of like a pop sphere anyway. So yeah, I wasn't part of like the whole MagCon craze, and I also looked it up, and all that MagCon stands for is Meet and Greet Convention, which is so lame and silly. But I never
So
understood
bad.
the hype around it. Because I was just watching One Direction edits on Vine. That's what I was doing. But yeah, I was literally as soon as I clicked play on this, I was taken back to the very end of freshman year of college in the best way possible. Because like Drew and I also met freshman year of college, and we were together when If I Can't Have You dropped, or at least like when
One
the
time
video
stopped
dropped, and then time stopped.
when
But
I
for me, like
freaked the
listening,
fuck out.
Oh my God, Drew freaked out and it was awesome. Oh my gosh. But like, yeah, it just took me back and it was just like, oh my gosh, this feels like when Drew and I were getting really close for the first time and just like all of that sort of stuff of like, oh, this low key feels like one of the building blocks of like our friendship.
But if I can't have you music video is a build
Yes,
block.
because that was huge. It was that.
Yeah.
And then Seven Rings coming out. We were together when Seven Rings came out.
No, it was Thank You Next. Because it
Oh,
was,
yes. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
yeah,
Yeah. But and then there was the moment where we were like, okay, what's your favorite Lady Gaga album? Let's say it on three, and then we both said Art Pop. You know, it's
yeah.
just
All of these happened in San Francisco Hall.
yeah, yeah. So shout out to the building blocks of friendship there. But yeah, I mean, like this album in particular, like a lot of these songs, like really just take me back to that, which is like so fun and
Yeah,
special. But and I had never listened to this all the way through before, but I've of course heard a lot of it before. But I really enjoyed the full listen. I was kind of surprised that like the whole thing really had this like for the most part like pretty easygoing like just pop groove. And also that's I think something pretty big that kind of carries through a lot of his music that kind of sets him apart is like he's kind of a lot groovier than like any of the other aforementioned artists. And there's like a couple songs on here in particular that are very like just groovy, very easy listening. So I really appreciated that quality of it. And I think it's also cool too because like especially as like a male in like mostly the pop music genre, like usually just kind of like this authenticity and vulnerability as far as the lyricism from a male artist like usually isn't as celebrated. So it's always cool when you get to hear like a male vocalist and it's like, oh, okay, these are pretty vulnerable songs, like it's not it's just like something that it doesn't always happen. So it's pretty cool that, he of course rose to such great popularity with like these pretty like earnest songs. Um and yeah, for me, I think the one thing is like the cover, in my opinion, is like a little bit dated. I mean, this screams late 2010s to me with the florals and like kind of dissecting an image. Like I feel like the album cover is a little bit time and place, but it's obviously a great photo. Um, and yeah, for me, I feel a little bit half and half on it, or just like, I don't know, in general, because the songs that I remember and that are like major earworms, like you remember, like I'll remember it to my last second how these songs go because they're so infectious. But the other ones, and it feels silly to say, but it's like I didn't remember them as much because they just feel a little bit forgettable when they're next to like Senorita and If I Can't Have You and what's the other one? In My Blood. Like all of these other ones are so infectious. And then when they're kind of next to more chill songs, it's like I listened to it, and it just happened, but I don't remember how it goes at all. So it kind of feels like I have to echo what Levi quotes all the time with like, gorgeous is gonna devour cute. And it's like sometimes these other songs are just cute next to the gorgeous, like number one hit earworms. So that's just kind of how I feel about,
I mean, it's
I
the
guess like the
wise
track
words of
listing.
Tiffany Pollard. She gets it. It's philosophy. Ho.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I think that's all my thoughts. But yeah, really
amaze.
enjoyed my time machine back to freshman year of college. And oh, also wanted to say too, Shawn Mendes can vocal run for days until the end
Yeah,
of time. And I don't think he gets talked about enough as like a an incredible male vocalist or just vocalist in general because he really can sing and it's really great.
yeah,
And people need to talk about it more because also just listening this really made me appreciate how great of a vocalist he is because like he just runs
yeah.
and it's good.
You put the
Okay,
Shawn with the
that's it.
Mendes, and it's just good.
This is good. Boop.
Okay, La Vita.
Living la vida loca.
Uh, that's why they call you La Vita.
La isla
That's why
la
they call you Vita
vida.
La Vita.
Okay. So, Shawnee
I'm
Boy.
excited to hear what you think because we haven't talked about this album since like freshman year.
No, we haven't talked about it in a long time. So, Shawnee Boy, the pipes are calling. I love Danny Boy. He should do Danny Boy cover. I love Danny Boy. I cry every time I listen to that song. I sang that in voice lessons and I couldn't get through it without crying. I love Danny Boy.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. That's like
You
in the
said
bleak
I'm an
midwinter for
actress.
me.
I love Danny Boy, don't you? That song makes me cry because the pipes are calling. Like they just are. Makes me
Like
cry.
sometimes do you ever just hear like an old, like something you would sing in choir or like an old-timey carol and you're like, whoa, I'm crying.
Danny Boy. Yes.
Yeah, like
All the time. It makes me
Whoa.
weep. Do you want
in
to know else?
the bleak midwinter.
No, there's this hymn that we sang in mass once. It was like our parish priest last, Father Marco's last service, and we sang like this like Irish hymn, and it was May the road rise up to meet you. May the
Oh my
sun
God.
be always with you.
Oh,
And no, it's some maybe and then it's may the road rise up to meet you till we meet again. It makes me sob. This song makes
yeah.
me cry. Or Eagle's Wings. Anyone know that one?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Funeral Smash. The funeral class, the Catholic funeral mass hit of the century. And I will raise you up on eagle's wings. It's so good. Um,
Need to
okay.
hear you sing it.
So let's get started. Let's get back to business then.
Yeah.
So Shawnee Boy, Shawn Mendes. I like Shawn Mendes. I think he's a talented guy. I think he's talented. I think he's really aesthetically pleasing to view, which is nice. Um, Former Taylor opener, so good karma there. I do not like the Lover remix. Drew and I are in
Oh
disagreement on
yeah.
that. I think he is poo poo doo doo on it. I think it is not good, but I love that Drew
I
loves
go
it.
down with the Titanic, it's true for you.
Oh God.
Sing it.
Oh. Um, so I got into this album before freshman year, like summer 2018, obviously when it came out, because that's when I was super active on the pop music subreddit on Reddit called Pop Heads, and everybody was praising this album. They were just like, this album's like actually really good. I was like, huh. Because I wasn't really thinking of Shawn Mendes as like somebody who was like worth more than like a few. Well, he's a person, but like as an artist, like appealing more than like just a few, songs on the radio. Mercy, great. I love Stitches. I love Stitches. Love Stitches. Huge Stitches fan. So I was really surprised when I read that this album was good. And so I remember I had a drive to a doctor's appointment that was like in a town like 45 minutes away. And I put on this record for the first time and I was so pleasantly surprised by it. As we know, I'm not a fan of men really singing, but I really liked it. It's like that. If anybody knows that Kim Richards, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reaction video when she goes, "Huh, I I kind of like you." That's strange. Like that was me when I listened to the album for the first time. Uh and so it was interesting revisiting it because I haven't really listened to it in a long time, but it was an album that I really enjoyed. First I echo everything Maria just said about his voice. I think he has such a lovely tone. It's very like unusual, I would say, especially from in compared to a lot of those like male artists that I think he exists in a similar lane as. There's like he doesn't have like a grit in his voice. It's very soulful and very smooth, and it has this like just really interesting tone. I like when it's in his lower register just as much as in his higher register. And so to me, like vocally, that's where the highlight and like really like excellent stuff lies in this record. Especially listening to it with really, really good headphones. On my revisit, preparing for the episode. I love the harmonies. The vocal arrangements on this album are terrific. I encourage anybody who has like a nice pair of headphones that they can pick up on stuff to listen to this record with those on because you hear so much detail in vocal layering that you don't if you're just like listening to it like in like, maybe like some kind of shitty headphones or just like in the car, like on a speaker or whatever. It is really, really lovely vocally. And I think, he's very like adept at different kinds of styles. Like this album to me kind of dips its toes in a lot of things, which I'll get to in a second. But I think it proves that he's very versatile as a vocalist. I think he can nail like the straight up poppy strut of a song like Particular Taste. He can kind of get into a little bit of like a soft rock bag. He can also lean into some like jazzier, more R&B-ish type of vibes. I really think he has a very versatile voice. He's a very, very talented singer. And I agree with you, Maria. I don't know why he's like not talked about as like one of the excellent male vocalists. Like I see people all the time say that like, oh, he might be a bad person or he might be annoying, but Justin Bieber's such a great vocalist. I mean, I think like he is like a good, I agree. Like I think he has a nice voice, but I think Shawn bodies him and like
Easily.
he's never talked about. That's the thing. I'm not trying to, start a war with the believers. Keep your troops at bay, but just Sean is never talked about, and I don't really get it because I think he's a better vocalist than Ed Sheeran. I think he's a better vocalist than John Mayer. I'm not a huge fan of John Mayer's voice. I'm not a huge fan of John Mayer's existence. Well, besides that, it gave me my favorite Taylor Swift song, but in a kind of it, she suffered greatly because of it. So that's kind of not good. Um, I think he's really good. He's a very, very good singer. So yeah, this album is interesting because I do feel like it is dipping its toes into a lot of things, especially the deluxe version, because Senorita brings like a Latin flair to the record that we don't really see elsewhere. And then If I Can't Have You feels like the most bombastic moment. I would say the thing that comes closest to it is Queen, which kind of has like a similar like feel with the percussion and the ways that like the instruments kind of like come in on the chorus and it's like this really big thing. But if I Can't Have You just seems like bigger and grander than a lot of the other stuff on this record. Uh, so it was really interesting listening to it again. With years removed, I haven't listened to it in forever. I don't think there's like anything bad on here at all. I think I gravitated more towards the stuff that he was like really poppy. I mean, I don't want to give away my top three, but there is one song in here that I would say is like one of the best pop songs of the 2010s. It's like astounding to me. I like it when he's like doing the most interesting things sonically, like when he's kind of like going really into a lane. Like Lost in Japan has this feel that none of the other songs have that I really, really, really enjoy. I'm not as interested in the kind of like more straightforward soft rock like pop rock moments here. The guitar based like ballads aren't like super interesting to me. I mean, I don't think there's any bad lyricism here. I just don't think that for me, at least me in this album, I don't see him as like this like really artist with a huge personality that can make those songs like be really interesting and stand out. So they just are like guitar ballads or guitar driven songs sung by somebody with a pretty voice, which is like great. There's just something that I think is not as interesting as some of the other stuff here that I find really, really intriguing. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be honest. I think I might like it a little less than I did when I was 18 and I listened to it. Um, but the moments that I remember loving so much are still the same. And yeah, it's just so representative of pop music in the late 2010s. Like this is just so it brought me back. Like the sounds is like, oh my God, this is what all these songs sounded like. And I think that he was a huge part of that. I really think that like his presence in like that, like the last 5 years of the decade was really pushing a sound. I mean, he was such a great radio artist. and he really kind of feel like defined what those few years looked like on the radio, which is saying a lot because that was kind of a weird time for pop music because in the late 2010s, pop music wasn't the dominant genre on the charts. It was hip hop and rap. And so it was a weirder time. And I think he really kind of like was part of a group of artists that were pushing that sound forward. I would love for him to have like a big commercial moment again. I just looked it up because his first four albums debuted at number one. I was shocked what his last album peaked at.
Yeah, it
Like,
was rough.
what happened? Did
I,
they all die? Like,
well, he moved the release date. I remember he had to like
oh,
there
was
was a
that
lot.
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think something fucked up there. I don't know.
I wonder if like that fucked up with like his ability to like ship things out that first
Yeah,
week.
or something. Yeah.
Because Maria, his fifth album, all of his other ones were number
Debut.
one. And then this one peaked at 26.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa.
Like
Yeah.
wasn't expecting it to be number one, but I was like, oh, it'd probably be like three, maybe four at the lowest. I was in tears almost
Yeah.
when I saw 26. It was just mind-boggling. So I would love for him to have a commercial moment again.
Yeah.
Um, and
Yeah.
I would love for him. I think it's really cool that he leaned really heavily into one vibe with the his last record, that folk vibe. That song that you sent me, Heart of Gold, is fantastic. That's a
Yeah,
great
it's so
song.
good.
So I would love for him to kind of continue in that realm, or I would love for him to kind of switch it up. I don't know if this is really his vibe. I think like a synth driven album would be really interesting. I think he'd sound really good. And I would be curious to hear what that sounds like. I think he has a voice that could really exist in a lot of different musical landscapes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to talk about my favorite tracks.
You
I'm
know
excited
what?
to talk about my favorite song. That's what I'm excited to talk about.
I think the like I think something super poppy because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I want him to do something like almost like almost like I want him to make like a SZA album.
I'd love that.
Like
That'd be great.
I just think his voice because he does so many like what I'm reminded of, he has this feature on a Chance the Rapper song that is so good. It's like kind of like an R&B like
His voice is great in
and it
R&B.
is
He's a great voice
so
for it.
good. And I'm like, I want a whole album of this.
Yeah,
Like,
am in support.
yeah. But I
I'm in
did love
support.
the folk. So yeah.
But that's me. That's me.
Yay!
Woo.
Okay, cool. So I will go into my kind of thoughts about it. So the top thing I have is also the vocal performance. I just think obviously that's what I lean most towards when I'm listening to an album. Um, and that's, I mean, it's just kind of to echo what both of you said. It's just so great. I genuinely think he is the best male like vocalist in the kind of pop sphere. I can't even think of anyone who I would think comes close to him. Um, and especially live too. I think he sounds so much better live. The arrangements that he does of the songs live are so much better. Um, so yeah, so I just really love his voice, and I think this was my first album that I was really invested in as a whole album. Um, and I think it was because of the variety of sounds that we got. And I just got so invested in him as a person. Like I remember like in college when you're just kind of like doom scrolling on your laptop through YouTube, like finding any sort of thing you can grip onto. I loved watching, he did so many interviews for this album, and I loved kind of watching his process. And obviously he became like so followed. I feel like everyone um followed him at this time, even if they didn't really listen to his music. Um, and so I was just really invested in him as an artist. And then I saw him. So in 2018, I really got into this album. And then I saw him that winter like the Jingle Ball kind of thing in Chicago, and I was immediately obsessed with him live. And then I saw this tour three times in one summer. So I remember just being so obsessed. I thought he was just such an exceptional live performer. Um, yeah, and so that's really like that's what I remember so much about this kind of era. Like I truly like had such a great time that whole summer, like going to his concerts and like hearing all of these songs live. So another thing I thought when I was listening to this again, um, specifically because when I was listening to it in 2019, I was a lot more invested in the kind of album tracks. Um, but I feel like if um, kind of what Levi was saying, it does kind of feel a little bit like now I'm not as much invested in the kind of guitar songs, the guitar ballads where there's not much experimentation with the production. I do feel like they are needed because they do ground it, but I do feel like we maybe could have used um if this were released now, I think something shorter might have been a little stronger. That may be what I would hope for, but as someone who was really invested in him in 2018, I really love the album tracks. Um, but I think it's also just like the having an album to age. I think maybe some of the songs didn't really age as well. But I think this album is very easy listening, which is really nice. Um, and yeah, I think compared at least to his first two albums, the his first two albums are really primarily like the singles for me. I don't really listen to any of the album tracks. And this album, I do listen to the album tracks and the continued albums I also do. So I think it's definitely a step up for him in that regard. Um, so yeah, just kind of a thought there. And um I know Maria kind of didn't love the album cover. I personally I love it. I don't know how Levi feels about it.
I mean, I didn't say I didn't love it. I just said I thought it was a little bit dated.
See, Maria, I don't get the date. Can you
I
expand on
don't
that more?
either,
Because I
but
don't understand the dated thing. Because I can't think of anything else that feels like that from that time period.
For me, it just really feels like late 2010s is the only time where someone would make an album cover where it's like their face deconstructed with florals behind it. Like I mean, I guess I don't really have like a strong foundation to feel that way, but like I just do. I don't know. It
Well,
just feels
period.
very late 2010s to me, and I guess I just don't have other words.
T, okay.
Steve.
Yeah, another thing I love so much about Shawn is I think he does exceptional with visuals. And specifically the tour had amazing visuals as well. Um, And yeah, I think the visual concepts that he has for the albums, like the artwork that go along with it, I think out of any guy in pop, I would say he's definitely has the strongest, in my opinion. I'm trying to think of anyone else, like maybe Harry Styles could come close, but there's some like bad boo boo Harry visuals that I can think of off the top of my head. And I can only think of like a few bad Shawn visuals, but everything to me in his eras like live in the same visual landscape, and I find that so aesthetically pleasing. Um, so yeah, so that's another thing I wanted to mention with him as well. Um, yeah, and I mean these songs, a lot of the singles he played. So I actually saw him last week at he toured his latest album, and I saw it and he did a lot of these songs live, and they still sound so amazing with the new arrangements that he did of it. I genuinely think, this year we've been so embarrassed with riches of concerts. I am gonna go on a limb. I genuinely think that the concert that I went to last week was the best concert I had seen in like 5 years. Like, he was like exceptional. It was better than any Shawn concert I've ever been to. I don't know. There was just something about it that was just so incredible. I was so moved by it. So yeah, so I was really glad to get to see him again. And yeah, I mean, this album was like so emotional for me just because he was like, I mean, obviously like Marie and Levi can test, like freshman year of college, he was like my everything. Like
Everything.
I would have done like anything to like be his best friend. Um, and like, I don't know, like it's just something about him. Maybe it's like his voice, or maybe it's just like he just seems like such a great person. I don't know. There's just something about his aura that I just like am so drawn to. I love hearing him talk about he goes on some crazy ass like tangents when he talks, and like I don't know. There's just something about his personality that I just think is hysterical, but also like so down to earth at the same time. Um, so yeah, so it was so moving to get to see him again. Obviously, he went through. I had tickets to see him like 2.5 years ago now, and he had to cancel with like his mental health. Just complete downfall that he went through. Um, so it was really amazing to see him again. So I was really glad that we got to talk about this album today. But yeah, I
Yay.
mean, In My Blood Live is like insane. I don't know if we'll talk about this song. I don't know if it'll land in anyone's three, but he does an amazing acoustic rendition of Youth.
Mm.
That's very moving. The I think if he were to release the song today, it wouldn't be like a feature. I think it would be an acoustic song. I think the production on the album track, maybe not, it's not really a strong one for me. But this he talked a lot about, and he does a political speech before he does the song, which is really amazing. And I saw recently he did a show I think last night in Vancouver, and he mashed up the song, I believe, with the Canadian national anthem. Like he brought out someone, I don't remember their name, but he brought out like an activist, I think, and they did a rendition of the Canadian national anthem into this song, which was also really cool. Um, so yeah, I think that song, I don't know if it'll land anywhere for anyone, but that song live is just like so cool. Um, so yeah, that I think that's all I'm going to talk about before we get into the tracks, but yeah, excited to talk about that.
Cool.
Cool.
Yay.
Okay, well, are we gonna go to the
Yes, let's do me's first.
amazing?
And so Maria, what's your me?
Yeah, so my me hee hee hoo hoo least favorite. And I didn't feel any particular way about like disliking anything. I mean, kind of like you said, Drew, like there's nothing that's like a standout of like, oh, I actually like really disliked this. But I think the one that just fell to the bottom for me, and also maybe didn't help that it was like very close to the end of the track listing, was Queen.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Whoa.
All right.
that just surprised me. It just surprised me.
Yeah, yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was like jamming to basically everything else. I mean, maybe a little bit opposite of what you said, Levi. Like I like the kind of soft rock,
Mm.
easygoingness of this album. So those moments for me were standouts, and then I think this kind of being like maybe a half-baked if I can't have you, like maybe just made it like, this you know.
He listened to King of Anything by Sarah Bareilles and
Yeah.
went in and be like, I gotta get that.
I was gonna say this is the only song I love listening to that song because Shawn like rarely in his music gives tea. Like he rarely like I feel like spills so much tea, but I'm like, I bet you this song is about Hailey Bieber, Queen.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
they had a little fling,
whoa,
obviously
news to me.
before she became Hailey Bieber, but I totally think that song is about her.
oh, that's Miss T, actually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He like net like even now like he addressed the Sabrina situation in a very like not giving tea way in his music,
Huh.
which is it was so interesting. But I definitely think he had some tea to share.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay,
Okay, Miss Levita, what's your me?
my me is Like to Be You.
Mm,
Because as I think everyone, I'm just not a Julia
you're
Michaels
not.
person. Nervous is also probably, it was either one of those two. I just don't like her songwriting style melodically. I just don't like it. It's like, I think anybody can talk like this and just, ramble on and talking complete. And it's like if I just like talked in incomplete sentences, run on sentences over chords. That's what, that's what her music sounds like to me.
You do
Sorry.
not eat her up like at
I
all.
don't like it's really rare. There are songs, some songs that like I like, but I think it's despite her influence. Like People Watching is an example of that by Conan Gray.
Oh, I forget that she's on that song.
I don't because the verses I
Yeah.
hear her come
The
out
I'm on the second verse, the one where he says vicariously, I've never really been in love. No,
and the
serious.
metaphysical philosophy is so her. So stupid.
You
I'm
I
digging
would
on the
literally
isotopes.
like
the, well, that
what?
digging on the isotopes is
This
genius.
metaphysics shit is dope.
I'm digging on
If
isotopes. I'm
if
not in
Taylor announced
philosophy.
that she was on TS13, you would literally throw up.
That's like my worst nightmare.
You would literally cry.
Literally, do you want to know what would be Taylor announcing TS13 would be one of the greatest days of my life. And then getting the credits and seeing it and seeing her name. This is what it would be to reenact that one amazing Kyle Richards Beverly Hills clip when she's like, "We were all so happy that day." It's actually insane to think at how terrible things would soon become. That would
Oh,
be it would be horrible. It would be so bad for me. Um so yeah, I picked Like to Be You because Nervous I think has a bit more redeeming qualities.
his
Um,
voice in Nervous is also just like so insane in that chorus.
Like to Be You is just like I just
Nervous to me feels like a
mm,
JT song.
like Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like him trying to do a Justin Timberlake song. I don't know if that's
I'm not
Maria's kind of a
hearing
JT
I'm
expert,
not
but
hearing that,
No,
but
no, no, not an expert.
oh,
you're an expert?
No.
Maria, we bought, that's another thing we bonded over freshman year. I was
Yeah.
there sitting in Ingrained when you thought about going to that tour.
Well,
You were
yes, I
gonna go to the
almost
Man of the Year. What is it? Man of the Woods? What is
Yeah,
it?
she was thinking about it.
I was thinking about it because okay, actually, and I feel like I've maybe mentioned this before, but 2020 Experience is like actually one of my favorite albums. I love it so much, but I listened to it and like I got really into it in high school, and I didn't have all the JT lore under my belt before I got really into it, and then I was like, oh, wait, he kind of sucks.
Isn't
But
it
He,
crazy
Sean,
too that he was like the hero for like 10, 15, like he was like beloved by the public, even though he was
yeah,
just horrible to women?
yeah, Sean
right.
loves him too. Like I remember Sean had him come out in the tour before this album came out.
Whoa.
They sang Mercy together, I think. So that's why I was kind of getting that vibe, but
Well,
Yeah.
wow.
okay, what's your
Oh,
me,
Okay,
Drew?
my me. Um, Obviously being besties with Levi, and it's obviously shifted my music listening experience in the, 7+ years we've been friends. So
Oh God.
I have really come to like, if you have a good opener and a good closer, you're there with me. For me, the weakest song is the closer. It's When You're Ready.
Mm,
Uh, I mean, I think it could be like, I don't know. I just think there could have been something else that he could have put as the closer. Like even like Youth, I think would have been a better closer to me. Like I think,
yeah, Youth would have been a good closer.
yeah, or something like that. Or yeah, I think Youth actually would have been a perfect closer. Or even like In My Blood. I know in the standard version, In My Blood was the opener, which I think it works really well as an opener, but I think it also could have worked as a closer because that
Okay, now that we're
closed
talking about
the
this, can I
tour.
say something? I was
Yeah,
something on my notes that I realized I forgot to
yeah.
say. Okay. I think it's cool when an artist does a deluxe
Okay,
edition.
I also have that on my notes to
Do
talk
you know what I'm
about.
gonna do you know what I'm gonna say?
I hate when they do deluxe and change the listing.
Oh, see, I like it. I think that's kind of cool. I think it's cool to integrate it into the album so it doesn't just feel like stacked, attached on at
Yeah.
the end. Because what I don't like is I don't like it when I'm watching YouTube reaction videos and they're reacting to the deluxe edition and they think that like the final track in the album isn't the final track because there's a whole bunch of deluxe songs.
Oh,
It pisses me off.
you
It
don't
pisses.
like it when they just throw it at the
No,
end.
it makes me so mad. Makes me so mad because they don't understand what they're listening to because they're fucking stupid. Okay. I think it is like horrible if you're gonna make your you have to be the first person that we hear in your album. I'm sorry, but like Senorita being
Oh,
the
yeah,
opening
I didn't
track
think about
and
that.
Camila Cabello being the first person that you hear This is your album, Shawn. It's actually titled Shawn Mendes. Let's have some ownership, honey. I hate, and I never like, I didn't realize that there was a deluxe version, because I listened to the album before Senorita
Yeah.
even existed, obviously. And I was just like, the fuck am I listening to? Like, why is she greeting us in this musical world? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I also just don't get that musically as an opener at all.
Yeah, it's Lost in Japan is the perfect opener.
Or I like In My Blood too, because In My Blood has this like big rise that I think is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like Senorita's sultry, and it's just really low key that like I think it works as like a little palate cleanser in the
Well,
middle.
yeah, because it's also on Romance. Because
Yeah,
she
but it's
also
it's like
it's
it's
in
like
the
in the
middle.
album.
Yeah.
It's like buried a little bit in. I don't get it as an opener, and I really think it's purely because of the streams. I think it's purely because it was a huge hit, and they want people to click that first.
Oh, yeah,
And it's
you're
just
right.
like, I'm about the arts, not the charts. As
Yeah.
I was talking about the $4 million copies being sold, and it's the greatest thing ever happened to me. But like, I just like what that's just I hate that kind of stuff. The kind of like track listing on an album should be intentional, it should be
Yes.
artistic, and it shouldn't be influenced by little algorithm gimmicky little gimmicks.
You know who did that recently? This deluxe thing. I hate it all. I think don't make a deluxe if there's extra singles, but for the sake of this conversation, I'm kind of glad that it exists because I really wanted to talk about the other two songs. But Miley Cyrus does that too with her albums. Have you noticed that? She like integrates the deluxe tracks into the
I like that. I think
Oh,
it's cool. Gaga does it in Born This Way, and she did it in for Mayhem.
Mayhem.
oh, that's right. She did do it for
And
Mayhem.
I like
Yeah.
it because Mayhem has a sonic journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sounds
And
change, and it would sound bad. Those two songs just tacked on after um
The Mayhem had to
Bruno
end.
Bruno.
and exactly where she put all of the deluxe songs make perfect sense
Perfect
in that
Yes.
sense.
listing.
See,
Perfect
I
sense.
like it. I just think you have to actually be smart and intelligent and think about things.
This did not seem intentional enough.
No, it's just like,
No.
oh, biggest song. Let's put that first.
Yeah.
Stupid. No, I don't like it.
What do
It
you guys
actually pissed
so
me off when I was listening to it. I got really pissed off, actually. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
so what do you guys think though about deluxe versions of albums like we just talked about versus doing like a B-sides or like a companion EP with all of the extra songs? Like do you guys have an opinion on
Well, I
that?
feel like those are two different things. Like I feel like he couldn't have just thrown like Senorita and If I Can't Have You on an EP. Like they really just exist as singles.
Right.
But
Like
like, are you talking about like a Carly Rae Jepsen kind of thing? Like when she does this B-sides or whatever?
yeah, like that's I feel like a the Paramount example as far as like pop music,
It's so
but
cool. I love
I
that.
love the B-side kind of thing. I and the vault
yeah.
tracks, I love all that.
Yeah.
Like the Taylor vault track. I think that's so fucking cool. Um,
Yeah. Because also for a long time, like even a little bit into the streaming era, Arctic Monkeys were very traditional as far as every time that they released a single, it would always have a B-side. Like Arctic Monkeys has a ton of B-sides, and they're all on
Mhm.
streaming, which is cool. And they haven't done it for like their past couple albums, like as meticulously as they used to. But sometimes I feel like it's kind of interesting to observe as the music industry changes and how we
yeah.
consume music changes, because like that used to be the thing of like when you would buy a single record and then it always had a B-side and there was like always a bonus song. And I feel like that's kind of a little bit lost in today's,
Yeah.
world or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like yeah, it's an interesting conversation for sure, like how music gets kind of packaged and repackaged,
Yeah.
especially when we're not even talking about like physical versions of albums at all. So,
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of like deluxe versions in general, to be honest.
You're
yeah,
not.
I would
You're
agree
not
with
into
that for
it.
sure.
Especially because I don't think I because then it fucks with like they always fuck with the cover and that pisses me off a lot. Yeah, they always fuck with the visuals and it makes me so mad.
I don't really have an opinion about like I if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. This thing kind of bothers me because it's clear that these songs were made after the album and they
Yeah.
did it so it could boost the streaming numbers.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. I think that is lazy and I think it is cheap and I don't like it.
Yeah, but he needed the streams.
Boring,
Boring,
yawning,
yawning,
sloppy.
sloppy, lazy.
Okay, I'm ready for the top threes. The Holy Trinities. Miss
Yes.
Maria.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll get us started. My number three is Particular Taste.
Oh God, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's a
it's
Fritz
a
Bernays.
smash.
It's particular taste.
yeah.
Do you guys know
I
what
mean,
that
yeah,
is?
it's
I've been
amazing.
saying
Yeah,
it lately.
Bridesmaids, right?
Yeah, Maria, do you know that reference?
No, it's not my head,
When
but
they're in
I've
the
seen
dress shop, Rose
Bridesmaids.
Byrne,
Yes.
it's the Fritz Bernays.
Yeah, it's what is it, Eric says it all the time. And it's yeah, it's when they're all trying on the different dresses and Helen is being so rude and being like, "You all look lovely, but I just don't think there's a question." I mean, it's a
It's the
Fritz
Fritz
Bernays.
Bernays.
It's a Fritz
And it's the
Bernays.
dress she's wearing.
And it's the dress she's wearing, yeah. And so it's like when something's
Yes,
it's like I mean, it's a Fritz Bernays, it's a Fritz
right.
Bernays.
I mean, yeah, it's so fun and it's a classic. Um, Wait, what did you say, Levi, earlier about it? He was in the studio with Michael Jackson and Prince.
Oh yeah, the spirits of Michael Jackson and Prince were in the studio with him.
So funny. Oh my gosh. My number two is Lost in Japan.
Oh,
Mm.
so good.
I mean,
Maria, do you got plans tonight?
I'm a couple hundred miles from the internet.
Let's
It's a
get
classic.
Do you know the
Wait,
lore that the theory that that's about Troye Sivan?
I think we
No.
created the theory in theatrical design one.
We no, there's no way that we created that. Did you
No,
really?
if not, I created it and told you that it was a theory that
I
didn't
think you
exist.
created it because I you told me about it, ho.
Well, because Troy
He's
Sivan
making
released
stuff up.
Bloom the same time, and
Yeah.
the song Postcard, which is like a breakup song, says, I sent you a postcard from Tokyo, baby. I even wrote it in Japanese for you, baby. But you didn't give a fuck. And this was like peak Shawn gay rumors. And
But if
Shawn
Sean's
was,
in Japan, then does he need to be receiving a postcard from Tokyo if he's already in Japan?
What?
right,
No, Sean's not in Japan. He's a couple hundred miles from Japan.
from Japan.
Oh,
He's lost in Japan.
Because Troy's in Japan.
Yeah.
His bottom's in Japan.
oh my God.
But
Just keep going.
also,
I'll
when Troy was making
eventually.
Bloom, Shawn literally tweeted him so many times, like, I want the record. When are we getting the record? And then, like, they suddenly stopped
Oh,
talking.
Okay, Drew, you did make it because you told me that. And I have told other
Wait,
people about it.
did you go through life believing that?
I,
It was an
so I'm
accurate
telling you
rumor?
that yes, it's true. I literally have said that to other people. I've been like, there's a rumor that Shawn Mendes and Chris Yvonne dated. That's really fucked up that you did that to me. And that's right when we were friends, first becoming friends. You lied to my face. That's so rude.
Well, I
how
mean,
dare
I made
you?
it up, and if it's true, then it's true, and Pop Girlies documented it here.
That's
And
But
that's
like you
horrible.
all had evidence. You
I'm gonna
looked
get a
for evidence.
defamation lawsuit.
yeah. Okay,
Okay,
well, what's your
Maria,
Oh
one?
wait,
please.
I'm still going. I'm
Yeah,
still
please
going. Okay.
continue.
So my number one, easily by far, is
You
Is
cut
what?
out right when you
Cut
said the
out right
name
when
of
you
it.
said it.
oh my gosh, that was so scary. I got no reaction at all. I was like, oh no. So my number one is Youth.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Okay. When
Yeah.
I fully went
Maria,
on
it
the.
literally was so funny. It was the second you said it, you cut out, and we were just like,
Oh, oh my
Wait,
gosh.
that's tea. I didn't think anyone would mention it, and
yeah,
it's
that's kind
fully
of
your
a
number
gag.
one.
I'm gagged about that. I love it
Oh
though.
yeah. Yeah, I remember when this album came out, I listened to it a ton.
Mm.
I think the song is like so special and it of course has like this very deep meaning of kind of being in reaction to like various terrorist attacks that had happened around the same time, but especially the bombing at Ariana Grande's concert in Manchester.
Horrible.
I think the song is
Horrible.
just so gorgeous. And both of their vocal performances, Shawn and Khalid, it's just like so stunning. And yeah, I think this song is just like the clear standout for me. And the lyrics are also really great. I mean, they're quite simple, but I think they're impactful. So yeah, this one's by far my favorite.
Perfect.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, Levita.
Okay. My number three is Lost in Japan. I love how jazzy it is. I love that the music video is a tribute to Lost in
Oh,
Translation, which is
that
like
music video is T T T
it's
T
that's
T.
like one of my favorite movies of the 2000s. I adore that film. If you guys haven't seen it, you're not as quirky as you think you are. I love that film and I love that song and I think it's just really interesting and I think it's cool that like I would call that like a moderate hit. Is that how you guys would
Yeah.
describe it?
And there's a really good Zed remix that got a lot of radio play.
Like I think it's like a moderate and it's like a really interesting sound for him and it's
Yeah.
just cool and I like it. Um my number two is if I can't hit you, if I can't smash you, if I can't gag you, if I can't all of those sounded really violent.
Yeah.
In that context. If I
So
can't
we're getting to the point of the episode where Levi is promoting
oh my
violence.
God. And I wasn't even gonna do it this time because I know y'all always give me so much shit for it. They want you to be Mother Teresa. Um I mean, it's just like it's an undeniable
It's
smash. Okay, so for transparency, that came out the week after Me came out.
me.
And
Hee,
this was
hee,
when
hoo,
I was in
hoo.
full denial that it was the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I remember listening to If I Can't Have You pissed off. I was like, fuck, this song is so fucking good. And it's going to take all the attention away from Taylor. Fuck, this is so fucking good. I was so mad about it. But like, it's just like, it's so good. That melody is like immediate. It immediately catches you. The production is great. It's like bouncy and fun, and exuberant, and just a really great way. Love it. And then truly what I believe is one of the best pop songs of the 2010s is Particular Taste. Particular Taste is like, why the fuck is he writing? Is like, why the fuck is that song on here? And why the fuck is that song not number one for 9,000 weeks? It is like so catchy, deliriously catchy. It's cool sounding, which I think is hard for a male pop star like Shawn Mendes to have a song that sounds cool like that. It reminds me of one of my favorite pop songs of all time, which is Hands to Myself by Selena Gomez.
Oh,
It
it's
has that
so
same kind of
hands to myself.
slinky, baseline driven, minimalist feel that it's and that's kind of instrumentation is supporting this just like insane melody. The vocal performance is like very playful and sexy. The only thing that you could say about it is that it references Kanye West. And even at the time, this is Reputation era, and I was still shaking my ass to it. So it's just
When
I'm just so particular.
when he did the tour, he did Q&As, which I went to one of them for one of the shows I went to. And at one of the shows I went to, someone asked him, because this was like the tour summer of it was like when everyone decided that Kanye West was over. Um, and someone asked him, because this was also when he was really close friends with Miley Cyrus. They were like, I know they performed on the Grammys together for this era, and he just spoke so highly of her. And someone said, instead of Kanye, can we sing Miley?
What?
And that was when I decided I'm never paying money to go to a Q&A ever again. Someone asked, took time to ask Shawn, you take time to ask Shawn Mendes a question, and you say, in particular taste, instead of saying Kanye, can we say Miley?
What is
That's
happening?
insane.
That's so
And he
crazy.
goes, you can say whatever you want. Like he was so kind about it. But I'm
Okay.
like,
It's that Whoopi
that's one
Goldberg
of the
video.
crazy.
The
I will never forget that.
okay. It's like, sure, Queen.
Like you raised your hand, he chose you, and that's what you asked Shawn
Yeah,
Mendes.
that's cuckoo. It's cuckoo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my top three though.
Oh, such a good top three. Okay, so my holy trinity, my number three, um, is Fallen All in You. I think it's a vocal highlight, and I think that this song rips any critic to shreds when they try to compare Shawn Mendes with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
Because
this ate that thinking out loud up.
Shawn Mendes, what he did, he took an Ed Sheeran song, he wrote an Ed Sheeran song, he sang the Ed Sheeran song better than Ed Sheeran could ever sing an Ed Sheeran song, and then he released it not as a single. It's just so tea.
He got the recipe for the Ed Sheeran nachos, looked at it once, crumpled it up, threw it in the trash, and then made his own recipe from scratch.
Mama, these are tamales.
These are empanadas.
Yeah, ho. Chilaquiles. I mean, if we're getting real. What's my obsession with the word ho? I think I've called both
You've
of
said
you
it five
ho.
times.
Like, because do you know what?
We need a hoe counter.
I'm referencing your mom, Maria. Every single time I do it, it's a reference to hey ho.
I mean, Karen is that's kind of a
She's
Karen
the
classic.
blueprint.
But like I realized that like Pop Girlies listeners won't know that. So they just think I'm calling both of you ho. I think I've called both of you hoes like 4 times.
That's okay.
Hey ho.
It's either I can't be normal. I'm either threatening like murder or I'm calling you hoes. Oh well.
Okay, so this hoe's number two. My number two is Why. I think that
Why?
Why is such an incredible song, and that's why.
Whoa.
It's so tea that he released the song, simping so hard for Camila.
Simping. Good
When
God.
I hear you sing It Gets Hard to Breathe, can't help but think every song's about me. Whoa.
I
Whoa.
mean, that's pretty
That's some
good.
tea.
Yeah.
Is this fucking play about us? Like that's what that is. It's
Well, and so my number one is If I Can't Gag You.
okay. I was about to be like, I can't be the only
That
person that
is my
has that in
favorite
my
Shawn
top
Mendes
three.
song of all
Oh, it
time.
is.
Yes. It's so gaggy to me.
It's so gag.
And I was gonna another funny thing on Twitter that happened when this song was released because this was like the peak era of like sending PR when you released music to like influencers, things like that. And so he sent like I don't remember what exactly he sent, but he sent some sort of like mechanism to play the record on of the single. And he sent it to Camila, and Camila posted about it. And like, if you go to the tweet, I remember the time everyone's tweets was like, "Oh, mama, you're streaming because it's about you." Like, even her stans were like tweeting her, like, it was so funny to
That's
watch.
funny.
Um, but yeah, it was just so good. So yeah, that's my top three.
Okay. Slay.
Yeah.
Okay, we breaking out
Okay,
these
utensil
utensils.
time.
Yay.
Okay. Drew Fork.
I'm gonna go in a 9.1 for this. I really enjoy it. I think it would have been higher in like 2018, 2019. But it's a 9.1 for me. Still very solid album.
Nice.
Maria Spoon.
Maria Spoon. I'm going to go with a 7.7. So I think I do enjoy this quite a bit. And of course like had heard a lot of it beforehand as like an entire project. I'm not sure how much I'm going to revisit it, but was definitely very glad to get to re-experience it and enjoy it all over again because it had been a very long time. So yeah, definitely a solid album for sure.
And then Levi Knife. Yeah, I agree with Drew. I definitely would have rated this much higher in 2018. I think, maybe like my music taste has evolved, kind of what I find interesting, has just changed, I think, a little bit. I don't think this is as much up my alley. I think it has some really great highlights. Obviously, particular taste is like, if you haven't listened to that song, why are you listening to us talk? Go listen to that. It's like,
Whoa.
go listen to that right now. But there's just a lot that like I just think while like pleasant sounding maybe just really isn't my cup of tea or like super attention grabbing to me, so to kind of balance that out I'm gonna go in at a 7.2,
T.
and so that comes out to an even 8.
Nice.
T.
I mean, pretty
And
good.
on that note, what would Taylor's favorite be? Because
mm,
obviously he's like somewhat of a Tay daughter.
mm,
If it's not obvious, then I guess we don't have to answer that.
what do you perfectly wrong? Oh,
No.
okay. Okay. Oh, okay, you don't need to be laughing. I didn't think that was that crazy to
It
say.
was just so funny. Like Well, we know she doesn't like Senorita because there's that really famous clip of her laughing at them performing it.
Well, girl, she's laughing at them because they're basically having sex on stage. It's not the song. It's because they're literally like in each other, side each other.
It was literally, that's one of the funniest Taylor clips ever because she's like grabbing her shoulder.
Yeah, and her fried hair. God, her hair in Living Neverland.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's so ugly. It was just like you released some of the best music ever, but girl, you were looking a mess. You were wearing that Stella McCartney was trying to sabotage you so hard with some of those things that she was sending to you. Oh my God. One of my
Well, I
least
think her
favorite
favorite
Taylor
would probably
looks
be In My
ever.
Blood.
One of my least favorite Taylor looks ever is from that summer when she has like her like hair is like in shreds and it's like pin straight. She's wearing that hideoso like denim putrid rainbow tie-dye jacket with the
Oh,
fringe
I kind of liked that.
and that those ugly Stella McCartney shoes and like just a yellow t-shirt. I think she looks or Maria is bad.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it now.
It's one of my. It's. I think
Well,
it's.
it's the rainbow corset shorts,
Yes,
and then the yellow top,
and
and
she
then the
takes off
fringe.
the
I
jacket
think
at a point.
she
So then
did
she's
it at
dressing like a
Wango
yellow.
Tango, right?
Yes,
Is
it's
that where
Wango Tango. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like
it's
her hair. She looking a mess. Like Joseph Castle, her stylist, turned off all the lights.
so that was this after she bleached her hair, like the Tom Hiddleston time where her
This
hair
was
Yeah,
was
this
this
was
was
bleached.
the era after.
well, but it had been a while since because she bleached
Yeah.
Bleachella was 2016 and this was 2019. So
Yeah.
Because
I
it's like,
don't know why her hair was so horrific.
yeah, that's why I mentioned that. 'Cause I'm just like, why? Like, did she just get a bad haircut, or was it truly
It was
fried?
like this. I think she was lightening her hair a lot this era. I think
Yeah.
like there were like a lot of highlights going on. I don't know what was happening. Her hair looks so lovely and healthy now, but it was just
Because then it's like
not
by this time she stopped doing the dip dye. Because like the
Yeah.
Lover era had like the dip dye
the
thing going.
The
dip
lover
dye,
era.
the
Yeah.
Kool-Aid dip dye. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
God. Stress me out. Okay.
Love it.
So Shawnee
Okay.
boy, you get an 8. Good job. That's good.
Yay.
Good job. Okay. Maria, where are we going next week, Mama?
Okay, guys. So we're going somewhere next week that we've never been there and we're probably never going back because this is a really kooky pick and it's just really out there from anything that we've ever done. Not like it's the craziest music in the world, but it's just like a little bit outlandish for us to be talking about. But it's like the only time of year that we could ever talk about it. And I had re-listened to it because it's one of my favorite fall albums. And then I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to wait a full year for us to talk about it again. So I figured I would expedite it on my list of albums to do. So we're going to be talking about the album Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. Um,
Whoa.
it's just going to be tea, and we're just going to go on the ride, and it's going to be fun. I hope. Um, I think what you guys will have to say about it is it's just going to be very interesting. I I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to like I just you guys will just need to listen to it. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to think.
This album cover is crazy.
It's crazy. It's kooky. It's that 80s new wave, cheesy, bombastic, just very big
I
kind of
mean,
like
what's
pop.
crazier, the cover or that their name is Oingo
Oingo
Boingo?
Boingo,
boingo.
boingo. Well, you guys do know that this is like the Danny Elfman band, right?
I did
Like this
not
is
No,
know that.
okay, well, T, so this is what Danny Elfman was doing
this is
before he started
Halloween.
scoring films.
I did not know that.
So yeah, like when we listen to this, keep in mind lead singer is Danny Elfman. So
Wow.
Whoa.
One of my favorite songs of all time is on this album.
Whoa.
It's crazy. And I only listened to the full thing maybe a couple years ago, but I really love this album. And it has like kind of a surprising, like really amazing ballad on it too. So I'm just excited.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, that's all I have to say, but it's gonna be a fun episode for sure. So, uh,
Excited.
yeah, fun little spooky Halloween moment. Why not?
Okay. Well,
Okay. I'm gonna go get lost in Japan.
I gotta go fall all in you.
I'm just so particular. I'm about to be perfectly wrong right now.
Oh.
Oh.
Didn't make any sense.
Bye,
Bye.
Shanti.
Bye.